What's up, guys? It's your man KP67s bringing you another Imperial Academy video. Before I begin, I just wanted to say, thanks, guys. There are over 100 subscribers on this channel now. I saw that and I was like, oh wow, when did that happen? I'm really glad you guys are enjoying the videos. I really hope that they are informative, and I don't know, let's just keep trucking along. I'll just keep making these videos until you're just sick of my voice, I guess. Alright, anyways, so today's video, we're going to be going over the leader of leaders, the supreme leader, if you will, Emperor Palpatine. So, Emperor Palpatine here is both Sith and Empire with his tags, as well as a support character. So he has very good synergy with both Empire and Sith, as we will see. With respect to his stats, as you can see, his tactic stat is pretty strong there, so he's going to have a very good amount of special damage that he pumps out. However, when you look at his strength and agility, they're average to kind of below average, especially when you look at his armor rating, which is a part of both. So as a result, you look at his health and his protection, it's okay, nothing crazy. This is without the med pack for Gear 12. But he's sitting at about 49k health and protection, not bad. Speed, potency, pretty standard. I could probably work on his speed a little bit more, but I have him modded for raids, and he did very well in the dark side territory battles for me, so I'm happy where he's sitting. I'll probably mod him up in a little bit. This is a good comparison of his strengths and weaknesses. You look at his special offense, which is through the roof. I have him modded for offense on top of it, but he's sitting at about 5,700 offense right there with 32% critical chance. However, even with mods, his armor is only 21%. And then when you look at his resistance, it's about the same, 22%. So basically, what this means is he hits like a truck, but he has the defenses of like one-ply toilet paper. Like it falls apart very quickly if he's being targeted. So he won't last very long. He needs a lot of protection when he's going up in different areas. With respect to his shard location, Palpatine cannot be farmed regularly. He is a legendary event called the Emperor's Demise. Here it shows up bi-monthly, so every 2 months you'll get a Palpatine event, and you're going to need 5 rebels in order to complete it. I actually recommend for new players or people who are rolling new accounts to gun for the Phoenix rebels. Why? You can get both Palpatine and Grand Admiral Thrawn, who is his own special event who requires Phoenix rebels. With respect to Palpatine's gears, his gearing is not the worst in the world. He needs 165 Mark III thermals, he needs 270 Mark V Lorinars, and he needs about 4 Mark VIII electro-binoculars. The vast majority of his gear you can pick up through the Mace Windu challenge, so if you're doing those regularly when they come up, you should have a pretty good stockpile, in the span of even a week or two, you'd have more than enough. And if you're farming the thermals in the midst of that week or two, you could gear Palpatine up very quickly. The binoculars, I would have said before in the past that the component, the black one right there, would have been harder to get, but thanks to the changes they made to the guild store, where they actually put in a ton of gear, if you're not farming characters, farm it from there and you should have it in no time. So with that, we're going to go over his abilities. His basic here is Lightning Strike. He deals special damage to the target enemy, and he shocks them for 3 turns, and then he gains 15% turn meter for each shocked enemy. Shock, as a debuff, as an aside, is quite a potent debuff. Once it's applied, the character can't gain buffs. So no taunting, no buffing themselves, no nothing. They can't heal themselves, and they can't gain extra turn meter. So for instance, Rex Lead, how they just passively gain turn meter. If Palpatine is shocking them, they're not doing that anymore. It's not going to happen. So all in all, shock is a very powerful debuff. Before, when Palpatine was first released, it was completely unique to him. Since the Sith reworks of February 2017, Dooku inherited the shock debuff for his own special. His first the first special Palpatine has is Power of the Dark Side. So here it's an AoE attack where he deals special damage to all enemies with a 70% chance to stun them for 1 turn. If the opponent was shocked though, they're stunned for 2 turns instead, and their shock is dispelled. So this is very good at kind of locking down characters that you have already shocked, as well as, like, you know, kind of playing the disruption game right off the bat if you want to use the AoE right away. Not against countering teams, okay? Not against countering teams. But if you wanted to use the AoE right away, it would be very good at, like, kind of disrupting the flow of the opposing characters. Palpatine's second special is Let the Hate Flow, where all allies will gain offense up for 2 turns and they lose 5% of their max health. Palpatine recovers health equal to 150% of the total amount lost. And then for each shocked enemy, Palpatine gains 50% turn meter and refreshes shock for another 2 turns. So not only is he keeping shock on longer, so I would actually pop this if it's already been like 2 turns and the 3rd turn is about to be done. You can go ahead and refresh those shocks so that way they stay on your opponent, as well as healing Palpatine in case he's taking damage. This is kind of necessary given how like frail he is. And finally, all your allies are gaining offense up, so that just increases their output that much more. His leader is Emperor of the Galactic Empire, so here it covers both Empire and Sith and gives them their own unique twists. So Empire and Sith both gain 32% potency and max health, whereas Jedi and Rebels lose 32% potency and evasion. Whenever an Empire ally inflicts a debuff, they gain turn meter, 20%, but when a Sith inflicts a debuff, they gain 20% max health back. So for Sith, he acts as a healer. For Empire, he acts like a speedster. As you can notice as well, guys, there's no Zeta for him yet on this one. Neither his lead nor his unique have Zetas currently, given that every other legendary, including Yoda, has 2 Zetas. It just strikes me as very wrong, and I'm really hoping that they're pumping out Zetas for Palpatine very soon, because it just seems unfair to me. And then we look at his unique Crackling Doom. At the end of each of his turns, Palpatine deals special damage to all shocked enemies and then deals special damage to all Jedi and Rebel enemies. This damage can't defeat enemies, so every time Palpatine goes, if you're a Jedi or a Rebel, they just receive damage. They just receive damage no matter who he's attacking. He could be attacking a clone trooper, but if there's Jedi and Rebels on the team, they're getting hurt at the same time. This will not kill them though. They can be dropped down to 1 health, but they will stay there until you actually kill them with a basic or a special or something. So, quickly going into Palpatine's mods here. Like I said, he needs to get remodded a little bit, but this works fine for me for the raids right now. I really don't mind it. I currently have 4 offense and 2 potency put on him. Because most special characters don't have a very good critical chance, I would actually recommend this kind of a setup. This triangle here has 12% critical chance, so I guess theoretically it would have been more helpful to put critical damage across the board, but even then, you should only be thinking about critical damage if your critical chance is going above 40%, and his, even with the critical chance buff here, only gets up to about 32. So yeah, it's the usual stuff here, guys. Speed on this one, I have critical chance on that one, protection there, and protection there. It really depends on how you want to mod Palpatine. I really wouldn't push for very much potency beyond what he already has. Maybe if you wanted to make this a potency cross, you could do so. Personally, I would maybe add offense triangle here. I think that would be a lot more powerful than the critical chance, because then it'll just increase his damage that much more. But like I said, this is just my example of how I chose to mod him. You can mod him for 4 offense, 2 critical chance. You can mod him for 4 speed, 2 health. You could do whatever you so choose. I just opted for a more offensive kind of approach, as well as being able to stick his shocks, which are very, very important for his functionality. So with regards to Palpatine's uses, Palpatine is extremely good in PvE circumstances. If you use him in the tank raid for the Phase 3 of the Heroic Tank, when you face the Super B2 Battle Droid, he is part of the OG, like, you know, amazing team that first came out, the Chirpatine team, which then became Chirpathron once Grand Admiral Thrawn came out, because you can double how much damage you do on the Phase 3 of the B2. With regards to Dark Side territory battles, I'm adding this as kind of a new thing since that's out now. He is great as a leader. I ran Palpatine lead with Vader, Tarkin, TIE Fighter Pilot, and Shore Trooper, and barring like the insanity of like the last wave on day 6, that team never lost because Palpatine just had so much control. It was such a controlling team. It was such a tanky team. And then the fact of the matter is that because Vader is Empire and Sith, not only is Vader gaining a ton of turn meter, but he heals himself significantly thanks to the 20% health boost, thanks to the 20% recovery and the 20% turn meter. The only area that I thought Palpatine was really lacking is PvP content, so arena. Palpatine is extremely frail. Do not leave him in on defense if you're going to use him in offense. Offensively, he can work very well, but if he is exposed and the AI gets a hold of him, it's over. You may as well just be like, well, Palpatine's gone. Especially when you have something like Zeta Han Solo, who can basically two-shot... you know, if it's Zeta, two-shot Palpatine to death. So unless they give him really neat, unique, and leader changes in Zetas, or if they rework his defense, so that way he's a lot tankier, I don't see him being used in arena, or at least not in a defensive standpoint. A popular team that has been circulating is the Imperial Probe Droid and Palpatine combo, which is great at punching a hole in a team extremely quickly, and as a result, like, you know, taking out their key characters so the rest of their team is chump change. So besides that, I would say that, you know, Palpatine's heyday has passed. He's definitely a little outdated, but, you know, if you use him in the right circumstances with the right team compositions, Palpatine does still have his uses, but I want to see Palpatine, like, you know, appropriate to the power that he had in the films. You know, Palpatine was like the #1 most feared villain in all of in Star Wars. You know, besides Vader, because Vader was actually scared of the Emperor when you think about it, like the way that he was so like, yes, master, like, absolutely, you know, doing everything that Palpatine wanted him to do. Palpatine is like that scary threat, but right now that's not translating, and I would love for it to do so. Anyway, guys, sorry about the rant there at the end, but I hope you liked the video, and again, more videos will be coming to go over more character reviews. I'm just working on finishing off another Imperial trooper, and then I'll get back on the troopers. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, leave a like, comment, subscribe, share it please, because now the Dark Side territory battles are out. Any information out there is great information. Alright guys, have a good day.